Hello, everybody. All right. I think I adjusted the light to be a little too bright, so 1 second. And hopefully everything sounds all right. I had, oh yeah, I have the brightness way up because of where I was recording the other day. That's a bit better because I could hardly see. It was so bright. All right, let's go with that. Happy Thursday. Where did the week go? It's been a crazy week. It's been a new yarn-free week for me. Womp womp. I did not buy any yarn this week because I was trying to get things sorted with some of my whips that I was trying to do. Because as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it in the last show, but I'm going on vacation starting tomorrow. And I won't be back until next Wednesday on the 29th. So there will be a live next week on the 30th. We will be back to then. I won't have the week 4 in the alphabet blanket. That won't be ready to post until I get back. But that is continuing. It's just with everything going on, I didn't really have time to edit everything kind of thing. So hopefully if you had been waiting for the updated alphabet blanket, the new week 3 was posted. So we are moving along, and I had gotten up to where we had left off. So we're going to get that wrapped up real soon. What else have I been working on? This is what I'm going to work on tonight. I have been working on what I'm going to call the Sunshine and Rainbows baby blanket. Let me show you where I got to that. And there will be a tutorial coming to the channel for this. So I'm trying not to pull out my work here because I tend to get things all tangled up and I don't know how I manage that. Sunshine and Rainbows. So this is going to be done in the feather and fan, and this is the crochet version. I am going to bring a knitting tutorial for the feather and fan to the channel too, but this is the Sunshine and Rainbows. Isn't that pretty? It's really light and super soft. So that's going to be, I've been working on that, picking away. I've gotten that much of it done. So, and it surprisingly doesn't eat up yarn like I thought it would. So what is this now? In the streaming software, there's like a yellow warning thing, and I don't understand why. So anyway, hopefully all is good. So as of right now, from the start to where I'm at, I have gone through one skein of the Loops and Threads Soft Classic in the light yellow, and I still have all of this in the Lion Brand Big Scoop. So working on that. My downside is I only have a carry-on to take with me on the plane, and I'm not going to be able to take anything to really work on. But while I'm there in Montreal, I have a little map outlined of where I want to go for yarn shops. So slowly working on that. What also, the sweater wrap, I am almost done of the second sleeve. I do not understand why it keeps giving me this warning. How do I figure out what that is? Oops. Oh, your stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Well, I don't know what to do with that, so we'll just ignore that. And I don't know what I just did there. So let's do this. Technology is great when it works for you, but when you don't totally know what some of it is, you're like, oh, see now stop. It keeps wanting to dock windows where I don't want them docked. So we're just gonna take that out, make that smaller somehow. So been working on getting caught up in some of the stuff. Oh, oops. My son saying, just FYI, whenever you bump the table, the mic's a little loud. Well, thank you. Okay. Keep in mind as well that all your texts, when they come through, they make a noise whether I'm muted or not. I should, because I never changed the input. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So another thing I was working on, I'm going to bring a tutorial, is the lovely willow square. Isn't that pretty? So the thing is, what I'm going to do is show you how to do a couple of different versions of this, like different color combinations, because I think it would really have a nice like Victorian look if there was like a nice like pink and a green and like a cream color, and just in different ways to join them to make that look pretty nice. And there's something I've been looking into that I think might be interesting to bring to the channel. Is where you have squares roughly, say this size. We're at 6 to 8 inches. I don't even know how big the square is. I'm just guessing. It's 8, so I was close. So, but what you do is you have roughly this size of a quilt block, and then you mattress stitch around it so that you can then crochet a border and then join your squares. So you have a combination of quilting and crocheting. So I thought that might be something interesting to do a tutorial on, like just a baby, like a toddler size maybe. Just to get our feet wet on the whole thing, and then maybe I think it looks really neat. I think it would be something really neat to, if you had baby clothes that you weren't going to be using anymore because your child has grown out of it, but they're still like in decent shape. Because I know some of them from baby on, sometimes between spit up and stuff, they just stains. It's not going to be worth it. But if you have some that you like, and you know, you're not handing them down to somebody else, you're not going to reuse them, you know, you're done having your kids or whatever the reason being, but you want to have like a keepsake. You could take your little onesies or clothes or a shirt and use those as the front part of the quilt and have like a coordinating color on the back for the squares, because you would only need to have like at this size. So if you had like a onesie, the back of the onesie would probably be perfect. Like if it had little like bears and stuff, and you could turn around and make your little quilt blocks that, and then you could make a taller blanket with the onesies. It was just something I was thinking about. So, and something like that, say you had like a teenager who had all kinds of like those graphic tees, like the Marvel and all this other stuff, you could turn around and make like a twin size bedroom. So it's just something, but that's going to be something we're going to be bringing to the channel. Still working on the alphabet blanket. There's Lego everywhere. So if you hadn't seen the video, this is where the tutorial has gotten up to. We have gotten the XYZ squares done, and we're moving on up to the next section. So those are the tutorials that are going to be still coming for this blanket. So that's where we're at with that. I'm also, if I find some of the yarn I'm hoping to find when we're in Montreal, or see something that inspires, I'm thinking of doing a simple tutorial on how to just knit, especially for new knitters, just a basic cardigan. Because there's lots of different cardigans you can do where it's like top down, all together, one thing all at once. This would be one where you would do the back the front left, front right, and the sleeves separate, and then how you would stitch them together with like a mattress stitch. So then when you're all done, because the mattress stitch is basically invisible, it looks like it was all knit together and stuff. So just some stuff like that. It's just something simple. And I may, when I bring that, I might also bring in the option of showing you how to do simple color work just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. But that would be optional. So, and I would try to have it in a couple different sizes. Or how to customize for your size. Because there's times when I have knit sweaters in the past, I'm like, that sleeve's gonna be way too long for me because I don't have, my arms aren't that long. But when you base it, like when you look at the sizes that are offered and described in patterns, I've had a couple patterns where I'm like, okay, they want me to have it to be 16 inches before I do the cuff. I'm like, well, that's too, I need it a little shorter and I don't want it to be as wide. Like I could stop when I got to a certain point, but then it's too loose on my wrist. So just how I adjusted to compensate for the sleeve for how I wanted it to be. There's a little tip, and it's not hard. Once you see it and you're like, oh, it's just math. Because much like crochet with knitting, there's gauge, and you find out that, you know, X number of stitches and X number of rows is so many inches. So once you know how many inches, how many stitches you have per inch, well, if you know your sleeve is X number of inches that you want it to be before you put the cuff on, and you also know that you want it to be however many stitches around for your wrist, you can kind of compensate and you can kind of adjust as you go, as you're going. You would adjust the pattern roughly when you start to do the sleeve so that you can kind of visualize. It's, when I first thought about doing it, I'm like, my brain was like, but then when I sat down, I kind of sketched it and I'm like, well, wait a second, it's just math. And so I did it. And I always, when I was doing it for the first time, I was doing it on a sweater that the sleeves were done separate and put in, attached to the sweater. It wasn't one where it was done in the round and the sleeves were done, the yoke was done and then you add the sleeves. So the sleeves are separate so that if I didn't like the way it worked out, I could just unravel it. I could tinker, which is just knit backwards. So as I was doing it and I was making my notes, I'm like, is it this easy? Like it can't, I must be missing something because it can't be this easy. Sleeve worked out perfect. Perfect. And I'm like, that's all I had to do? Because I was picturing a lot of like trying to figure out, you know, decreases, increases, this, that, and the other. Once you figure out what you need for your sleeve and for your arms, and you know what your gauge is, you're golden because you can figure everything out from there. So yeah, I did not buy yarn today or yesterday or since the last time we talked. And I would like it to be noted, I did drive past Michael's and I did not go in. That's a big thing for me. And especially when I consider I'm so close to getting my next voucher. So, but I knew with us going on this trip and the opportunity to visit some more specialty yarn stores, like some hand-dyed yarn and stuff like that, I wanted to maybe save some of the money for that. So, and I'm hoping maybe, depending on what the store is not like, I'll take a little run around the store and see what's what. But if it's something I think that's interesting, I might see if they'll let me record little clips and just talk about where we're at and what they sell, and because not everybody likes that. They don't want recordings in their stores, especially if there's other people, other customers around. Like you don't know what the other customers are going to be like. I don't want to be on camera kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll see. No promises there, but if I do get stuff, I might give a little video of my yarn haul while we're still there. We'll see. So what's everybody been working on this week? Working on any whips? Did you start anything new? Did you get any yarn? I'm jealous. So I'm really hoping to get this finished, because if this is, when I get this finished, I'm going to do I have the pattern kind of up here, and it's kind of a one size kind of, but I think I need to make some adjustments. It looks really big, but the thing is it has to wrap around your body like a couple times, kind of. So, but it's going to be so soft and so warm, because like you'll put it on like here, but then like then this part goes across here, and then it wraps around towards the front so that you can put the second sleeve on. It's a bit of a, like, it's going to be, I can't really do the full thing right now because I don't want everything to fall apart on this end. But this is getting close to being done. And I wasn't, when I did the first sleeve, I wasn't totally fussy how the cuff looked, because I just didn't like, it didn't look finished to me. So I thought I'll put a row of single crochets and then a row of slip stitches. And that just kind of finished it off a little nicer. Didn't leave a raw edge kind of look to it. So we'll see how that goes. So once this is all said and done, I have the yarn in the darker color to make for somebody else. We'll do a tutorial, because this is one of those things. This is just ribbing, which is just knit and purls. And this is just knit and purl to make a pattern. So the thing is, and it's, so one row's knit, one row's, and then you're just purling on the wrong side for however long you need it to be. I'm going for about, I did about 104 inches by the time it goes around. You'll see. When it's all said and done, we'll put it on, we'll get some pictures, and I'll post it on in YouTube. So, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So other than that, it's been a busy week getting things done around here. For those of you who don't know, I have a mid-sized garden for vegetables and stuff. So I was trying to get on top of that before we went away, and get it weeded and all that stuff. And then just picking up some things that had to be done before we left, getting things organized, getting laundry done for what people want to bring with them. And I don't like flying, so I'm not looking forward to that part. So, but it'll be all right. It's only about, I think it's an hour and a half or an hour and 40-minute flight to where we're going, so it's not too bad. But here's the kicker. The whole time we're there, it's supposed to rain, according to their weather, and be about 35 degrees Celsius with the humidity. So that part, not looking forward to. So I'm hoping the weather clears up some, because you don't want it raining the whole time you're there. So we'll be there for 5 days. So hopefully, and it's surprising just how many yarn shops there are around there. And they do have a Michaels. So I want to compare their Michaels to my Michaels, and just see if there's other options. I wouldn't mind. I haven't been able to find any of the Red Heart Jazzy here at all. And I think that looks so pretty worked up with a solid color. So I've had visions of ideas for that. I still, like I showed before, I have the Granny Squirrel in one yarn that we're going to attempt to do the color pooling. I didn't want to start that this week because I know if I started, I want to keep going on it, and I'm not going to have the ability to do that right now. So we will see about that when we get back. For those of you who might notice what I'm doing. I'm working on the sleeve, and it's in the round, but I'm not using DPNs or double pointed needles. I'm using the circular needle, but I'm doing the magic loop, which honestly is a game changer because you're not fighting. Like, I only have like a small amount, so I have it evenly split on each side. So as I'm knitting and working across, I'll show you what I do when I get to the other end. For those of you who haven't used magic loop, I hadn't tried it. I had heard about it, and then I'd say a few years ago, I was like, I'm going to give it a go because I got long enough cables, because you want kind of a longer cable. So I got the interchangeable needles, so I can adjust. I can unscrew them and just adjust the length of my cord as I need it. So when I get to the end, and you don't have any, it doesn't end up with any ladders. There's no jogging. There's no, you can't tell where one side ends and the other side starts. It's all really even. So I'm getting up to the end here. I'll show you what I mean about the magic loop. Okay. As you can tell, I'm not a continental, if you can see, I'm not continental knitting. I tried it. I don't have the hand-eye coordination. Now, I have a feeling it's because I crocheted before I knit. And now that I'm knitting, I'm used to doing things the way I do with my crochet hooks, which is like, so I'm a thrower. All right, so I finished one side. So now the side I was knitting at, this is because the loop has been done. I turn so that the side I need to work on is facing me, but then I pull the loop so that my needle is on my stitches. And then the side that I need to knit from, I pull the loop. I don't pull it all the way through. And then I just keep on going until I get back and forth. And you just keep doing that back and forth, back and forth. So you're still technically knitting in the round, but it's just with the magic loop so that you don't need to worry about a whole bunch of needles and something sliding out and something. I just find it's way more comfortable. And now that I've done it this way, I don't know if I could go back to just using the DPNs. There's a time and a place for them. I will say that. But if there's a way to use the magic loop, I will use the magic loop. My DPNs have now pretty much been relegated to using for cables. Instead of using a cable needle, I'll just grab a DPN and do my cabling off that if I have a cable. Which I'm not a fan of cables. I like how they look. I'm not a fan of knitting them. I can do it. I don't like it. So yeah. So hopefully everybody had a good week and got to work on some projects. Maybe got some yarn orders in. I do, for anyone who's watching now or even watching the replay, let me know if there's anything you want to see specifically on the channel, and if I can do it, as long as it's not someone else's pattern. If I can do it, I'll make a note of it and add it to the list of things that we're going to do, because I want stuff too that, you know, just because I might not think about it, if it's something you're thinking about, maybe others are too, and if it's something I can do, I'd like to. Yeah. So I don't think there was any big sales this week. I think the big premiere sale was last week, and it's done, and so I don't know if anything was on sale at Your Inspirations. And I know I said I wish the prices and that and the shipping weren't so much, and that it's just, I know there's some yarns I can get around here, or I have other options, but the thing is, you kind of like when you see people opening their orders and showing what their hauls are, and you're kind of like, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had that too. So, but the thing is, I know there's also possibly some things that are available here in Canada that aren't there. So it's all relative. So, but yeah. So yeah, again, no official tutorial this week. So don't panic if you don't see one and you're hoping to see the next part of the alphabet blanket. That will be coming the week after. And if I have time, I might get it more than one after I'm back, just to try to get caught up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. And I have some ideas for fall and winter projects to bring to the channel, and not necessarily waiting until fall or winter, because some people may want to make it so they have it ready for the occasion, kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know about it doing any kind of in particular yarn swatch things, because there's so many creators out there already that do wonderful jobs with the different yarn swatches and stuff. So it's one of those things, if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of thing. So, and if I come across something where I'm like, oh, this is a really nice color combination or something like that, maybe that'll bring to you, because like I plan anytime, if I do a swatch, or if I have to do, let's see, if I have to do, apparently I'm buffering, so I'm sorry about that. I think YouTube's having an issue. I think. Because everything is, I was watching YouTube earlier and everything was having issues. I couldn't watch something earlier. So I don't think there's anything I can do at it. I think it's on YouTube's end right now. So, anyway, what I was going to say, when I do any kind of a swatch, or just like, even when I do gauge checks for things, I will do roughly the size of an 8-inch square or 6-inch square, and I will make a pile of those kind of squares. And then when I get enough of them done, I'll make a blanket. Because there's no point in going through the problem or the trouble of, and all the work of doing up a swatch, and then it just sits off to the side, does nothing. So sometimes you can have some coordinating colors over time and throw something together. So for those of you who knit or are new to knitting, interchangeable needles are a game changer too. Instead of having a whole bunch of different length cords and different size needles. Now, because I wasn't totally sure on if I was going to enjoy them, I just got the set I'm using. I got it off Amazon for $30. Came in a really nice case. In fact, I have two of them. I got two. I don't know if this is the one, because I've been kind of dipping in here and there. Yeah. Oh, and there's, I love this thing. It's got like for knitting needles and stuff for DPNs, and it's got your gauge swatch thing, ruler. So it comes with like cords, different length cords. And for the longest time, I didn't know what this thing was for. And then I found out, and I was like, why didn't I think of that? When you have a cord and you're going to attach the needles, and the needles are all like in a case like this. So when you go to twist the needle on, you use this little rubber mat thing to hold and twist so that it doesn't slip in your fingers. It's just kind of a grippy thing. And then I got these cute little, oh, and it also comes with the little keys to tighten them, but they come with these little stoppers that you can screw on to the end. If you wanted to, say I needed the needles for something else, I can unscrew the needle and just screw this on so that the yarn doesn't come off. But I think these are cute. I got a pack of these. These are little cat paws. So that if you're knitting and you're like, oh, I gotta pack it up for now, you just put it on and it keeps your yarn from falling off. Yeah, I'm a grown up. I like these things. So it came with there's a bunch of different ones. I got blue ones over there on another project and stuff. But yeah, so for, I think it was like $30, and it came with 3.25s, 3.5, 3.75, 4, 4.5. I got the 5s on my thing here. 5.5, 6, 6.5. No, I lie. 7. So once you get to 6, it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 millimeter. And there's 3 or 4 different length cords. As well, there's joiners. So if you wanted to have a really long cord, you can join multiple cords together and attach your needles. So I got 2 of these because you know very well we have more than one work in progress on the go, and sometimes you gotta, I just pulled a bunch of yarn off that I didn't mean to. Sometimes you have more than one whip on the go, and you just need to have extra cords, extra needles for $30. And I think part of I didn't order the second one. My first one I ordered, one of the needles wouldn't tighten on the cord, and I just messaged the company and I said, even if you could send me one size 6 needle, that's all I need. Everything else is perfect with it. They sent me a whole new thing, and they said, keep the other one. Here you go. So it was really good, like really good customer service. I could not complain at all, because I figured, well, maybe they'll just get me to send this one back. They'll send me a replacement set. Since they said, oh, we'll send you another set, I expect them to say, you know, send us the other one. Nope. So, and they're metal and the cords are metal, but the cords are coated in like a nice plastic. Everything slides really easily, really nicely. So, and the tips are pointy, but not too pointy. So you can still get that finer, like if you have to do like a make one left, make one right, and or you're doing something that involves like a tighter stitch, no problem. Slides in, easy peasy. So yeah, other than that, as I said, it was a busy week getting things ready for tomorrow. Still have to pack. Forgot to mention that. It's been raining here, so trying to get outside stuff done when the weather cooperated. So yeah. And I'm trying to, I keep coming up with ideas, and I need to keep a piece of paper or something with me, because there's times where I'm walking along doing something or I'm at a store and I'm like, that would be a good idea. And then I get home and like, what was it? I'll forget. So still haven't gotten things organized for the Etsy shop yet. I still have to do that. But that'll be coming. And as I mentioned before, I think it'll be a case of, I know I have some stuff built up now. That stuff will get posted for sale, and when it's gone, it's gone. And then from then until I get some more stuff built up, I won't just add things here and there. I'll have like, what do they refer to them? Like a drop. And whenever those items are gone, you'll have to wait till I get things built up and post them again. So it could be a case of, say I post this as one of the things, this might be the one and only, and I may not make another one. So we'll see. There could be some things that there will be multiple items of that will be like a regular kind of staple, but I'm going to see how it goes. And because you can only make yourself so many blankets, you can only make yourself so many sweaters, you can only, but I enjoy making them. So we'll see. So again, if your stream is buffering and stuff like that, I apologize. There's not much I can do. My internet's hardwired and we have 1.5 gigabit internet, but I was having issues trying to watch someone else's, another creator stream earlier. It was buffering and it wouldn't play properly. So I have a feeling YouTube is a bit wonky today. Aren't we all sometimes though? So, and another thing too, if you're watching this live or replay, what are your go-to color combinations that are your tried and true that you seem to gravitate towards no matter what you're making? I know I have mine. I tend to go, this is color Granite, I think it's called. And I tend to go for this one a lot. And I'll go when I'm trying to look for yarn and I'm like, I'm going to pick something completely different. And I'm like, I got the same thing. Like I have a blanket out on our couch made with certain colors. And last year at Christmas, I was making a blanket for a gift. And I didn't really think about it. I knew what I was going to use the same stitch pattern as the one I made for here. And then I get home and I start taking everything, putting everything away. I'm like, I just bought the same colors as the one I made. It was the exact, totally not on purpose. I was just there going, well, this will go nice with this and this will go nice. I needed 3 different colors. I picked the same 3 colors that I had made the blanket like a year before. You tend to get drawn to certain colors. So I'm trying to kind of pick lately some things that are not necessarily in my comfort zone. And I like to have more neutrals and muted colors and not the flashy, vibrant. But when they're combined correctly, they can really complement a project and make it look really, really interesting, but not like outlandish. So when used correctly, whether it be sparingly in a granny square or whatever, it has its place. And I got to figure out, sometimes too, I'll stand there and I'm like, I don't know if these colors go together. And I'll take a picture and I'll send the picture to my husband and be like, do these colors go together? Because sometimes I'm just like, you start psyching yourself out, thinking you talk yourself into something or out of something. So, and something else we still have to do is, this is cotton. We're going to make the pot holders. And then I also wondered about maybe doing a table runner to match the pot holder. And then this is how sometimes my mind works. I'll start thinking of something. Oh, I could do this. And then I'm like, and then it rolls into something else. And then I'm like, well, then I could also do this to go with it. So, and then I saw some really interesting kitchen curtains that were crocheted. And I'm like, those are kind of cute. What if I made something using this stitch pattern with a lighter, lacier yarn, like a 2-weight or something? And then I'm like, well, what if, like, so I've got lots of things working up here of the crochet and knit variety that might come to fruition for the channel. So And I know it's been a while. Well, the lives have been back for, I think this is our 4th one in a row. Yay me, 4th week. So we're getting back into the swing of things. I think I'm going to try to do, for now, the 1 live a week and 1 tutorial. There's an asterisk next to that because this week on vacation. Because when I first started the channel, I was trying to do 3 videos a week and the behind the scenes stuff and everything. So I think just to not overdo my wrists and the such, I think I'll do the live and a tutorial video a week. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Because I would really like to grow the channel. Have, you know, build a community up a bit better again. Because there's so many talented crochet and knitters out there. Be it men, women, like it's everybody now. There's so many different people getting into it because it's a relaxing hobby, but it keeps you sharp. It's good for your mental health. It's surprisingly good for your mental health. And not only that, especially I find crocheting, you see the result quicker than you do with knitting. Knitting is a bit more slower process. It's a bit more detailed. And you need a bit more focus. But very rewarding, especially when you finish something and you're like, I made that. And it helps. I like being creative, but the thing is, I can't draw to save my life. I can't sing. I can't, like, all these things that so many people are very creative with, that are talented with. That's not my thing. I would enjoy to be able to do it, but it's not in the cards for me. This is stuff I can do that I enjoy, that I get to create something. And now through YouTube, I can share it with people, which is nice. Because maybe one of my videos just finds the right person at the right time and it inspires them to pick up needles or a crochet hook and start their first project, and they enjoy it, and there you go. That's what it's all about. So I gotta measure this because because I'm kind of going off, I'm winging it here. As I'm going, I didn't measure how long I wanted it to be. So when I had done the first one, I had put it on and I'm like, okay, that's long enough. And so now I'm like, how long did I make? Because this was one of those things back before the carpal tunnel really hit hard. I had it partway done. So this sleeve was probably done 2 years ago. So now I'm like, okay, how long, what did I do? So I have to kind of every so often just take a pause and put one up to the other. So, oh, look at that. You know what? I might be able to get that finished tonight watching TV. If that's the case, I'll post pictures. And then you'll finally get to see, because I know me just going, oh, look at all this. It's not going to make any sense until you see it on somebody. So now, mind you, if I put it on, you're going to see jammy pants, because much like news anchors, from here down, I'm in comfortable clothes. So I think I'll get that finished tonight maybe, and then I'll have another whip done. But then you know what that means. I'm going to start another one. Because, you know, you can't just have one going. You have to have multiple. One thing I do want to finish too, I don't know if I showed this. Just a second. I got stuff everywhere. If I don't put it back where it belongs, I'm not going to know where it is. I don't know if I showed this or not. And I don't know if I can, because I have, this is started. This is not my pattern though. This is the start of a swan show from Marley Bird. So I want to finish that because that one was, yarn avalanche. What else is in here? Oh my God, there's like more color. Oh, that's from when, yeah, I know what that's all from. That's from when I had to make amigurumi Overwatch characters. All my stuff, all my notes of things that we're going to do are now all over the floor. Oh, I should show you that because I think I showed that last time, but I don't know if I did. Well, didn't I just make a mess? Did I show you this last time? I think I did. Anyway, that's going to come to the channel. I also don't know what I had that for. And this is the blanket that we finished. The Frosted Petals, which is so soft. Okay. I think we're organized again. But I have no idea. All right, these are things. This is all my list of things. As you see, multiple papers, multiple things that we're going to be bringing to the channel. All right. Oh, another one I had was working on. This is just all in the crawler stitch. I still have to put a border on it. That's what so I might bring you the crawler stitch tutorial. We'll see. So I'm running out of places to put yarn. But that's okay. So yeah, this will be great if I can get this finished. Then I can start something else. Because once I start that color pooling, I have a feeling I'm not going to want to stop until I'm done. I also have that other blanket on the go. So yeah. But this week, I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot done. See, I don't know if I can, depending on what I'm bringing back, I have some ideas for different tutorials. I want to kind of split things between crocheting and knitting. So we'll see how that goes. But lots of things are planned. Yarn, I want to do some yarn reviews. That I do want to do. And wash and dry tests. I know there's times when yarns say wash cold water, tumble dry low, wash this, or lay flat to dry. Sometimes I think the washing instructions aren't accurate because there have been some yarns that say wash and dry safe, and it comes out and I'm like, that just almost ruined it. I don't think it should have went in the dryer. And there's times where I'm like, I'll do a test wash for myself and I'll wash it and I'll throw it in the dryer, even though it said lay flat to dry. I'm like, that came out like it was brand new. So sometimes I wonder if just to cover their butt, they'll put on a label to hand wash, lay flat to dry, or cold water, lay flat to dry, just so that if something does go wrong, they're like, well, we told you, lay flat to dry. Because there's some yarns that are just absolutely beautiful, and you're like, that would make a perfect blanket. But who wants to lay a blanket flat to dry? Nobody. So there's been times where I'm like, I'm just going to check it. And I'll do a swatch and throw it in. I'm like, yeah, they're right. You can't wash that. You have to lay it flat to dry. But there's been times where I'm like, that's fine to wash and dry. I don't need to lay that flat. Like, mind you, I would like wash it on gentle, cold water. And just kind of tumble dry low, but it comes out good as new. No halo, no fuzz, no falling apart, no, felting. So I wouldn't mind going over a few of those. We'll see. So anyway, I think for now though, because the panic is setting in a little bit, but not having anything packed yet, I think we're going to wrap it up a few minutes early. Just wanted to touch base, see how your week was, what you were working on. Did you get any whips out of the way? Did you start any? Did you get any new yarn? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know where you're watching from. I'm curious to see who all we're reaching. So anyway, quick little video today. So again, we'll be back next Thursday for the next live, but there won't be a tutorial until the following. I'll try to post it as soon as I can when I'm back. All right. So I hope you have a good week with crocheting or knitting. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. I want to grow our little community. We do have a Facebook group. I'll put that in the link in the chat there. It's brand new because I've restarted the Facebook group because I didn't have it set up right before. So you could be one of the first to join. So where we can share different, share your patterns, share your works, questions, whatever. Grow our little community. It's a private Facebook group because we don't want the scammers and stuff in. So it's private for everyone's protection kind of thing. So until next week, I wish you happy crocheting or knitting or whatever kind of craft you do. Stay safe. And I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Hopefully with lots of yarn stories. All right. Take care.